to be able to, just kind of explore and see what Keller Williams is all about. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me have a thumbs up. Everybody good? Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to take you through a PowerPoint. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to take you through a PowerPoint so you can all, Ashley, do I have sharing capabilities? It's not popping up. There we go. Why this? Make this one. There we go. All right. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to just share some computer sound, and I'm going to actually share this PowerPoint. All right. So we're ready to get started. So again, thank you all for being here today. So one of the things that I recognized is the fact that we have so much opportunity in Keller Williams, but not everybody has a chance to be able to really learn about it. So I wanted to take this opportunity to be able to, just share certain roles within the Keller Williams system, other things that you can look at. Specifically, we're going to talk about market center opportunities. We're going to talk about leadership opportunities within Keller Williams. And then I'll touch on some other things that you might be available, that you might be interested in, and where you can go in and find those. So specifically, if you look at this here, you see where my circle is. Well, first of all, we have Keller Williams in the middle. And then if you look over here, we have a market center. And you see that in a market center, we have, this is where an agent would belong, a mega agent, a mega agent team. So I'm going to show you some opportunities there. Then if you become an agent in Keller Williams, there's multiple things that you can do. You can work towards being, if training is a passion of yours, you can learn about being a Keller Williams approved trainer. If coaching is a passion of yours, you can be a MAPS coach. If you wanted to expand your business and move beyond your current location, you could become an expansion team. All of those things, we would highly recommend that you are participatory in the Agent Leadership Council before you go and explore that, because those are a lot of things that we look for in leaders, their participation before they move into other opportunities. Of course, profit share is a big opportunity for everybody. It just kind of sits over here. Profit share is for everybody. So these are some of the things we're going to talk about. Then we're going to talk about being a market center operating principal. A lot of times we have agents who have run teams, and they make a decision that they want to move on and they want to operate a market center. So there would be opportunities to look into being an operating principal. Again, then from there, you could have a title company, you could have a mortgage company, you could have a property management company, you could expand your market center and have multiple market centers. So there's a lot of different areas there that you can consider. And by the way, these are not just within Keller Williams. These are not just within the North Florida region. These would be anywhere. And then we're going to shift gears, and we're going to go over here to, if you are a market center operating principal, or if you want to just have opportunities in a market center, we're going to talk about a team leader, an assistant team leader, an MCA, any type of staff position, how you could become a market center investor, how you maybe could become a mortgage company investor, a title company investor. So those are opportunities that are available. And also, if you're working with a market center, we have positions such as market center productivity coach. You can consider positions such as myself as a regional director, and then beyond that, there's a regional operating partner. I'm going to say that's probably not as available as it may be, because that would mean that you are buying a region, and that takes a lot of financial responsibility and quite a bit of criteria. We have 32 regional directors within the Keller Williams system, and we have 32 regions. So we have 32 individuals or partners that own regions, and then each one of those regions has a regional director. Generally, you need to be in this position in order to be able to go in that direction. So that's just a quick overview of what we're going to do. So I'm going to get started now. And so the first thing I want to talk to you about is the path for opportunity and earning the right. So many times I have people come to me after they've been with Keller Williams for a few years, and they say, I'm ready to be a team leader. I'm ready to talk to you about owning a market center. And I go, that's great. And gee, haven't seen you show up before. Well, I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. You know, that's not really what we look for. What we look for is we look for people who have earned the right to have that conversation, that they want to be in a leadership position, or I should say, actually, that they're ready to take on other opportunities. These would be opportunities such as owning a market center or being in a leadership position. So being an investor in a market center. So let me share with you what some of those, what we look for is somebody who's an influencer in the area, not only inside your market center, but outside your market center. We look for people who have demonstrated that they've been a cultural role model. In other words, they've participated, they're on the ALC. I'm going to go over some of these things, but they're on the ALC. They're coming to training events. They participate at their market center at a high level. That you're constantly coming from contribution and not a mindset of scarcity, which means that you're promoting our models and systems and tools. You're using them. So you're displaying how you are a representative of the Keller Williams models and systems. That you're accountable and not victim. That we understand that there's always opportunities with a lot of our different model systems, programs. Yet there's a way to be accountable to it, and then there's a way to be a victim. So we look for people who are more accountable, have a more accountable that come from contribution mindset. We also expect our leaders to have already mastered and taken the leverage series, which is career visioning, 30, 60, 90, success through others. We look for people who are coming to regional training, who are participating, who have already, who are moving forward in that leadership direction. In other words, they're excited. They're very learning based about Keller Williams. That they have mastered, use, and teach all areas of command. For any opportunities within the Keller Williams system moving forward, you're going to need to have, or who we look for, are people who are going to have a very, very high knowledge and have used command at an extremely high level, because after all, we are a technology company and command is our platform for growing our company. That you've attended, trained on the GPS as our goals, priorities, strategies. That you have that you work off of a 411, which is what you do in 4 weeks, 1 month, and 1 year, and that you know and understand the 6 personal perspectives, and that would be getting to mastery. That would be the 80-20 principle, E to P, being a very learning-based individual. Limiting beliefs, that you don't have limiting beliefs. And then the final one is accountability versus victim. Those are the 6 personal perspectives that we would want to make sure that you understand, that you've taught, and that you are building your business. Those are the 6 foundational personal perspectives that we use in Keller Williams when we're growing businesses. That you've attended, implemented Ignite on a consistent basis, then 36-12-3, buyer mastery, seller mastery, and then you teach it. And then you read and you use the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. That's what we call lovingly the Red Book, that you actually have mastered this and you know this and you're building your business off of this. The One Thing book, and then obviously the Shift book during certain times, but we also believe that Shift is valid no matter what time that we're in our business. And that you've mastered these MREA models and you're holding consulting appointments. Either if you're in a leadership position, that you're holding consulting appointments with your staff, or you're holding consulting appointments with your team staff. So staff could be 2 different things. If you're in a leadership position in a market center, that you're using this in consulting with your staff and your agents, or if you are a mega agent team, that you're using this and holding consulting appointments with your MREA team. And that you're running a P&L on your business, because one of the most important things is when you move into a leadership position, you are going to be held accountable to financial resources and financial well-being. And so we want to make sure that you're running that on your current business, so you know how to run that on a market center business or in any business if that's what you're thinking of doing. That you've served as an ALC member and that you're leading committees. And again, ALC stands for Associate Leadership Council. That is the top 20% of any market center. We like to see that you served, because again, this is demonstrating that you've been a leader in our company and that you're leading committees, that you know and understand our Keller Williams models and tools, that you're referring agents to the team leader, and that you have a profit share tree. I'm going to say this is probably one of the most important aspects, that we want to see that you actually have a profit share tree, because that's demonstrated that you have influence and that you have the ability to bring people to Keller Williams. It's not a, we want to see that you're really using MAPS coaching, because if you're going to be a leader, we want to make sure that, again, you're using our tools and systems. So we'd like to see that you're in MAPS coaching, that you have been and that you're supporting the region, and that you're attending regional events, and that you're a leader within our region, that you're attending Train the Trainer, KWU certified trainer courses, so you become an expertise in being able to present. That you're supporting regional KW events plus attendance from recruits. This would be BOLD, Mega Camp, Family Reunion, and these key events for retaining and recruiting our people. And that you're actually helping inspire others to be able to come to our events as well. Lead KW agents to events, so our own internal and external agents, as I've said. That you're attending FSO, that's Franchise Systems Orientation. Now, right now, it's on hiatus because of the COVID. However, we are writing a digital version that'll be available probably more towards the end of this year, probably October, November. And that you complete any of the required training for any positions, and that you're always being learning-based. So as we move along, Ashley is going to be monitoring our chat. So if there's any questions that you have, Ashley is going to be monitoring the chat, and then I'll be helping to answer those questions. So Ashley, is there anything in the chat right now? Okay, very good. All right, so again, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you to the market center. Oops, I'm going to take you to the market center side, and we're going to talk about an agent, a mega agent, and having a mega agent team. So I'm going to take you through those models, and then we're going to move on to a market center operating principle, and then we're going to move on to market center leadership, and then I'll kind of share with you the other positions that are available as we're moving through here. So this is the 7 levels of the organizational model for an agent in our company. Now, again, it's great that you just come in and you just become an agent, okay? And what this demonstrates, this just starts on level 1. It says an agent. I know that's kind of hard to see, but I got better descriptions for you coming up. Then level 2 is an agent with an admin. Level 3 is an agent that you're making a decision on your career path at this point, okay? That you can either become a manager of your team or a leader of your team, or you can move over to this side and you can remain an agent working on your business in an agent capacity, okay? So as we move into the 4th level, if you choose that you want to get people to manage your team and move on and have people take over your team for you, where you're working on it instead of in it, that's certainly something that we teach. Now, on this side here, this is where you remain an agent. In other words, you don't really move out of the agent role. You are a listing specialist. You run the team. You can run a 7th level team. It just means that you don't have as much flexibility and freedom as people that have moved over here into the sales management side, where what we mean by that is that you've moved over, you've hired a director of operations, you've hired a CEO, and that you actually have somebody else running your team. You're working on it instead of in it. So I'm going to describe those here as we move along. So first of all, as we said on the 1st level, there's you. And then as you move forward, you should not be ever hiring anyone on your team as a buyer's agent until you have your first admin. The reason why you would want to do that is that you need to have somebody that's taking care of all the paperwork. Otherwise, it's you and a buyer's agent taking care of all the paperwork. You're not growing the business because there's nobody doing the lead gen, because you're doing paperwork. You're doing, $15 an hour or $20 an hour, however much your admin costs you, work per hour, instead of doing $200 and $300 an hour activities. So we always recommend first that you hire an admin. The second one is that you're going to hire a transaction coordinator. Now, you notice that these are being built upon each other, that they're not separated out. There's a purpose for this, because this person here, when you hire this person here is going to work under this person here. If you have them side by side, guess what? You become the manager of 2 people, and this way you're not out there actually building your business. Now, when we move into this position here, this is you with the 2 people. The lead admin is running the transaction coordinator. You have been the buyer's agent, or excuse me, you're running buyers and sellers. And in order to flexibility and give you more time, you actually now hire a showing assistant. Notice this does not say a buyer's agent. Notice this says a showing assistant in order for you to be able to have more time to be able to take listings. And then you have a lead manager that's managing your leads. This would be called OSA or ISA. So that's an outside sales agent or an inside sales agent, helping you build your team. Now, again, this is you actively participating and being a part of this, of building your team. And this is still you as an individual agent. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to also describe to you that you see these are positions that are becoming available. So if any of you are looking to be able to work on a team, showing assistants are available, lead managers are available, lead admin and transaction coordinators for any of you that want to work on a team. These are some of the opportunities within Keller Williams. So I might have some staff people, I might have some individual agents, and you're going, gee, I might want to not be an individual agent. I may want to consider being a showing assistant, or I might want to be a lead manager. You may want to work on a team. What would happen then is you'd meet with your team leader. You'd let them know that you're looking for an opportunity on a team. We would do what we call a career visioning, which is a KPA, a Keller Personality Assessment. We would do that to see if you're the right behavioral fit, and then we could match you up for a team. Now, Ashley, I think I saw a couple of chats in there. Is there anything I need to cover, or are we good? Okay, very good. Everybody still seeing my screen okay, Ashley? Oh, okay, well, you've been seeing my screen though, right? Okay, well, let me go back and, okay, so let me go back and make sure I'm sharing. We good now? All right, very good. Okay, so this is that same level, that fourth level, part 2. So this is where it's still you, but now you have, you've gone to the next phase where you've hired a lead buyer's agent. You see here, you've expanded. You've got you've got your lead admin, you've got transaction coordinator, you have a listing manager. So you have this lead admin person now has 2 people under them. You now have a lead manager. So this OSA, ISA person that you might have had on the previous screen may now have moved into the lead manager position, and you've hired an outside sales agent, inside sales agent. But now you can see that you've moved from having a showing assistant to you've gotten a lead buyer's agent, and now you have 2 showing assistants for your lead buyer's agent. You're moving now into, you're still working on listings, but now you've transitioned into having a buyer's agent. So this is starting to give you more time because now you have somebody else doing your buyer business. Now we're moving into the 5th level, part 1, where again, it's you, okay? And you can see here, we've transitioned over here to outbound sales associate, inbound sales associate, lead manager. Over here, we still have our lead buyer's agent. So the only thing that's changed over here is we've now separated out our inbound and outside sales associates. And then as we continue to move, you see here, now you actually have a listing agent and a lead buyer's agent. And now you're starting to do less work because you're now running a business. You can see here, all these other positions stay the same. Now you've hired a listing agent. So now what's going to happen is you're going to see as we move forward, we're taking you more out of the business and we're putting other people in to run the business. And you also see here that now we have director of operations instead of what we were before back here where it was a lead admin person. Now you actually have a director of operations that is managing this team. And so here is now where you're even getting bigger, and you now have decided that you're getting an expansion agent. So you have all of this here. You actually have now moved into a director of sales. So it would have probably been that listing agent or that buyer's agent, probably more the listing person that moved into director of sales is operating all of this. And then you now are moving off and you're becoming an expansion agent and growing your team. Okay. Then here you can see that what's changed here is we have another outbound sales associate over here. We have a director of expansion and our expansion business. Now you start to see where this is still you, Now you have brought in a CEO. Before that, your director of operations was pretty much running the business for you, along with you. But now you see this is you. You're bringing in a CEO. They're managing and running and leading all of these. They're leading this division here, and they're leading over here. And now you are getting out of the business and you're working on it, not in it. And you can see here where your director of expansion has grown. So these are all positions that are available and opportunities, and particularly the CEO. These are all people. This is all positions and opportunities that are available within Keller Williams. So Ashley, any questions so far? We don't give out a copy of this PowerPoint, except if there's some particular slide. All of these slides are available to you in various courses that we teach. If there's something in particular that you want, I'm happy to share it with you. Just let me know in the chat, and I'll see what I can do to help you. This particular PowerPoint is customized only for this class. This was actually designed by me through various resources that I have available. But if there's something in particular that you want, I'll be happy to share it. Ashley, you're recording this, correct? So this is going to be available to you through recordings as well. Okay, so let's move on. So we've talked about an agent, mega agent, and a mega agent team. And as I said before, when you're in this role, we really would like to see you on the Agent Leadership Council. And then when you're running a team, all of these things become available to you. Keller Williams University, MAPS Coach, Mega Agent Expansion. Of course, we want you to be profit sharing at the same time. And then there's another one that really we don't talk about too much, but a lot of times as a mega agent, you may want to move into a market center productivity coach. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but there's a big opportunity to have productivity coaches. And if you're able to run a big mega team, there may be a financial opportunity for you to be a productivity coach within a market center and be running a big productivity team as well. So now we're moving into this area here where you're looking into an opportunity to possibly have a market center. And so this is what a market center business grows as. So when you start out, we have, when we start off, we have an OP up here, and then the OP would hire a team leader, and then an MCA, and then an assistant MCA, and then we have productivity coaches, we have assistant team leaders, directors of first impressions, an agent services coordinator, and now we actually want to add to this a market center tech trainer as well. So I think you're going to see with agent services, that's going to be agent services / market center tech trainer because of the technology. And I want you to understand also where you see that the ALC falls into this and how important it is, because over all of the agents, what we're talking about here is that your ALC is such a fundamental, important part of a market center that they are really setting the example for what other agents should be following in building their business. So I'm going to move over here, and this is a process overview. If for any reason someone was interested in being an operating principal and they wanted to have a franchise, you know, so many other franchises say, well, bring me some money and we'll give you a franchise. Keller Williams doesn't operate that way. When we have somebody that's interested in a franchise, we first take them through a screening interview to see if they're first of all a good fit. Then we take them through a KPA, the Keller Personality Assessment, and we take them through a job fit verification. We get their life story, and we get their references. We then work with them on seeing who they may know to be the core group and to discuss the ownership model. When they have gone out and found agents that may be interested in being part of their core group, in other words, before they ever get to buy a franchise, we're looking to see if we have somebody that's a good fit. If we do, then we say, well, go out and see if you can get a core group. Show me how influential you are in being able to attract people to Keller Williams. So they will go out and they'll bring me 5 or 6 people who are interested in developing this company, this Keller Williams franchise with them. The regional director, such as myself, will make a presentation to the core group. Then the operating principal, the core group, and the investors all attend a launch. That's that franchise systems orientation I was telling you about, to learn about the models and systems of Keller Williams. Once we've all returned from there, you'll follow up with the regional director to make sure that everybody is still in alignment. We continue and finish up the career visioning. Then you make a request to say, yes, I've got my core group. I'm excited about this. I want to talk more about launching a Keller Williams franchise. We then give you, and only at that time, give you an authorization to proceed to putting the application together. During this time, you're actually going out and getting more agents, because we do not launch a franchise or grant you a franchise unless you have 40 associates. 12 of those must be cappers and 5 of those must be influential mega agents. Once we see that, then we give you the franchise. We never ever sell a franchise because somebody has money. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for influence. So we do this boots on the ground, totally different than any other company, because most places you can just go and give somebody money and own a franchise, and we do it the direct opposite. We say, show us that you've earned the right to have that franchise, and you can put a core group together and you can get the people for the office, and then we will give you the franchise. It's not build it and they shall come. It's totally opposite from that. Ashley, any questions?
She's an executive assistant for Leslie Brown team from Inglewood. Can unlicensed assistants be part of the ALC or attend meetings?
Well, first of all, anyone is invited to attend the meeting. So the ALC meetings are never closed. The only time an ALC meeting is closed is if the ALC is making a decision to hire a team leader. But other than that, all the ALC meetings should be open to the gallery. In other words, you would want to have every agent in your market center attend your ALC meeting. They're never closed, except for that one exception. Now, you cannot serve on the ALC because that only is the top 20%. So we're going through an ALC selection actually coming up very soon. So you said you're an executive assistant, so that tells me, I'm assuming you're not a producing agent. So the only people that can serve on the ALC are agents that are in the top 20% of the market center producing agents and that are cappers. And so they serve on the ALC, and that's a selection that's made through the team leader, through a consultative interview. And we're going to be going through that process here in probably about a month when we're having our ALC clinic actually. And so everybody will be able to learn that more. You're welcome to attend the meeting, and just make sure that your market center knows that everybody is invited to attend the ALC meeting. It is not closed except for that one time. Everybody should be attending because it's a mastermind of everybody's ideas and how they're taking their business to the next level. And that's how we teach everybody. Any other questions, Ashley?
Popped up. How are investors for market centers selected?
Sure. Actually, let me continue to go through this, and I'll share that with you. And I think I'm going to answer your questions, and then I can go into it more in detail if we haven't finished it by then. So, as I said, when an operating principal is making a decision to launch a franchise, we will, through this core group, determine who an operating principal is. Honestly, sometimes there's people that come to me and they say they want to launch a franchise, and then through the core group, the people that they find, I find that there's a better operating principal. That's the person who is considered your OP, the person that is the major owner in most cases, and that's the person that usually has the most capital and the most vision, and they have the ability to run this market center at a high level. So we look for that right behavioral model or right behavioral style in order to be able to launch this. So from that core group, we will find the OP, and then the others may or may not be investors. The core group doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be an investor or that you are an investor. What it means is that you're the core group that's helping to launch this. So you're those 30 or 40 agents at the core group that's getting to launch this. And amongst those, we will have our investors. So the OP will go out and find this core group. And then from this core group, we find our investors. From this group or through outside sources, we find our team leader. We will find our market center administrator. We find our productivity coach. And then as you can see, it grows to where we have these 40 or 50 agents to be able to get the approval and launch our franchise. Okay. So this is a little bit about the investors. Okay. Well, not a little bit, it's a lot. So building a market center that builds itself. When you build your core group, or when you find your core group, amongst those core groups, you're going to have prospective investors who want to be a part of this and want to join. So they physically will join Keller Williams. Now, what you have to understand is they are joining Keller Williams before we are ever approved to have a market center. So what happens is you do a process called incubation. So if we had an area that was available that we said we could launch a market center here because it fit all the criteria, then we would go out and find an operating principal, or an operating principal may have come to me. That operating principal, or that candidate, as I should call it, will go out and try to find investors or core members who are interested. Before we ever launch it, you are required to join Keller Williams, and you incubate out of another market center. So you're learning the models and systems and so forth. You commit to bringing on 5 cappers. So again, this isn't just here's money and I want to join and I want to get distributions and I don't want to do anything. That's not what being an investor is all about. This is not a passive income opportunity. It means that you are going to be able to have influence to be able to help the market center grow. So once you commit to learning about Keller Williams and you commit to bringing on 5 additional cappers, then and only then, when you bring on those cappers, do you earn the right to give us the money. And there is money that would be required if you would be an investor. So it's going to vary from market center to market center, but at that time, that's when you earn the right to have the check and to give us a check and to have an investment. And the reason for that is you're building your future. You're building your future of being a profitable market center. If we don't have people that are interested in growing the market center, it's really challenging to have them as investors because we don't have a lot of participation in the investors helping the market center grow. So what is an ideal core group member profile? What do we look for? We look for people that are generally high volume and high unit producers, that they are very learning based, that they have a recruiting influence. In other words, that they are out there actively helping the company grow, that there's a positive background check, financially sound, no bankruptcies, that you have cash reserves, that you're able to help the market center should it come into a challenging time, that they have a positive local reputation, and that that the KPA, the Keller Personality Assessment, is compatible. And then other characteristics are they're head turners, they have influence. It doesn't mean they're popular. We have people who are popular, but not head turners. What you want is somebody that says, oh my gosh, Sally Jones joined Keller Williams. I got to find out what that's all about. Popular people are popular, and that might be Sally joined Keller Williams. Wow, that's amazing. She's popular, but she's not a head turner. They're not going to necessarily be somebody that's going to influence others. So you look for somebody that has influence and somebody that will be a magnet to other associates, that they want to make money through our model, that they want to grow their team, that they want to be influential in being positive person about Keller Williams. They're high integrity, and that we need to understand that no transaction is worth their or their market center's reputation. And we get bios on each one of these core members who demonstrate the above characteristics, because we're going to go back and do some reference checks to make sure that when we have investors that we have people of this caliber. Now, the 4 things an operating principal does bring that's their responsibility is they're going to bring the vision, they're going to bring the capital, and while it says 150, it's really more like $300,000 to $400,000 now to be able to have as your, that's not to buy the franchise, that is just the capital that you need to be able to get it launched, that needs to remain in your bank account. The accountability to the team leader and the market center staff, and the value, and they're bringing the value of knowing the models and systems and their value to being able to launch a franchise. What investors do, aside from investing, is they call the operating principal to see how can they help them. Again, this is not just sitting back and wait and saying, where's my check? I made an investment, where's my check? It's not like buying stock. Okay. You write notes of encouragement monthly, notes of encouragement to all of the agents in the market center, or to a certain amount of agents in the market center. So we're helping the agents, and you're helping the agents succeed. You teach, you train. You want to become a person of influence, so people are excited about you being there. You also are not known. I'm just going to share this. It's not on the PowerPoint, but you're also not known as being an investor or any kind of an owner. You're simply an agent, and you're an agent that's helping people succeed. If you have a mindset that you want to be an owner and you want to walk around with the owner's hat on instead of the agent hat on, then that's probably not somebody that we're looking for. And you will refer 4 valid leads a month to the team leader. And the reason for that is we're sustaining growth. So if we have 3 or 4 investors and we're getting 4 leads a month from an investor, that means that the team leader is getting 16 people that they can possibly have appointments with. So if we got 16 people, 8 of those turn into an appointment, then 4 of those should probably turn into somebody that is joining. That means we're constantly sustaining growth, and we're constantly bringing in company dollar to be able to help the profitability of the market center, which would then increase your dividends and also your profit share. So that's what would be important. If you haven't been to one of my profit share classes every month, I'm going to encourage you to do that, because that's how you're going to learn that you really don't need to be an investor in a market center in order to be able to get profit or distributions. You can get probably more by being a stakeholder, by having profit share, and you then now have a stakeholder opportunity, and you're getting a percentage of the profits from various market centers, not just the one where you made the investment in. So that's another way to look at it. The other thing I neglected to tell you is that when you are a mega agent and you're building a mega agent team, it's very similar to being an operating principal. Being a mega agent, running a mega agent team and running an effective database and bringing value to that database is no different than having a market center. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you, in most cases, agents that have a mega agent team are probably making more than franchise owners, because you can have a mega agent team, and we can show you how you can get to the $1 million level. There are very few market center owners that actually make $1 million. We have several people that make $1 million by owning a mega agent team. The same principle. Mega agent, operating principle. Team leader would be the CEO. Director of operations, MCA. The same format. Then you have buyers and you have listing agents and buyers agents. You have listing agents and buyers agents. It's the same thing. It's just 2 different ways of running a business. Okay. So now we've just gone through market center leadership, team leader, so forth. I've shown you where there's other opportunities that I'm going to now take you where there's other opportunities in building a market center, where you can have staff positions in a market center. So Ashley, do I have any more questions?
Are there any positions, hold on, are there any positions that are available that are primarily done remotely?
Not particularly, except maybe on a team, an ISA or an OSA. Those could be positions that could be done remotely. Well, of course, profit share you can do from anywhere. But if you're thinking about like on a mega agent team, or you're thinking on market center leadership staff, generally not, is particularly in a market center when we're not having our pandemic as we're having right now. All the staff members are within the staff. We're kind of kicking around a couple of things about having a recruiting person that's not on here, but having a recruiting person that's doing some high-level recruiting, and that can be done virtually, and referring those leads over to a market center. But that's not really an official staff person right now. I think the only person I can think of on a team that would be remote would probably be an ISA or an OSA, and that would be up to the team members if they wanted to have that. I can't think of anything else right now that would cover that. It's a great question. Ashley, anything else? Okay, very good. That doesn't mean there's something out there that we haven't thought about. So if that's something that you need or are interested in, if you're in a market center now, talk to your market center leader and find out if they have positions that are available, or team members that might be wanting something like that. It may be something we haven't thought about yet. All right, so if you want to be a team leader, the team leader is the one that is running the market center. So you have the operating principal, and then they have a team leader. And the ideal team leader candidate, these are some of the characteristics: aggressive, high sociability, behavioral vitality. You've got to have that. You've got to have that intensiveness, that vitality to be able to push through, because there's a lot of opportunities that come your way every day. You know, all of these things here are really, really important. You can kind of go through and see one of these. Servant leader spirit is really, really important, and learning to be able to succeed through others is highly important. So what will a team leader do? They grow the market center and the profit share of agents. If you're not interested, or you don't think you can be a great recruiter of producing agents, the team leader job is not for you. The team leader job consists of growing the market center, coaching and consulting the top 20%, running a highly effective ALC, and then running, building a staff that you leverage to do everything else. That's what a team leader's job is. So you're leading the market center. You're implementing the OP's vision. You know and understand the KW tools to achieve your goals. As I said, you consult the top 20% of the associates. You lead the development of associates through leverage of your staff. You get dominant market share. You get that dominant market share by going out and recruiting top talent and top agents to be able to have listing market share. You build market centers to acceptable profitability. And as I said, you leverage your staff. Ashley, I saw some questions come in. Are you handling those, or is there anything I need? All right, very good. All right, so let's talk about a market center administrator, also known as an MCA. This is basically the operations manager, or the director of operations of the market center, or like a chief operating officer of a market center. First of all, they really need to have really good bookkeeping and accounting skills. Obviously, that's validated by doing a market center assessment, an MCA assessment, that is a test to see what your accounting skills are. Again, you're fitting that behavioral profile. You have great computer skills, admin skills, you're just a great person, great communication skills, must be a servant leader, all of those things. A great background is helpful, but it's not essential. Yet here's what really a market center administrator does. They implement and drive the value systems for market center growth. This is hugely important. That means you're consulting the 80% of the associates to help increase their productivity and their retention. You do manage the banking and the accounting services, computerized bookkeeping and general computer skills, general office skills. Here's the big one. You assist the team leader in growing the market center. That means you might be recruiting agents as well. You're constantly supervising and leading office staff, and you transmit monthly on time. So this is a big job to be a market center administrator, because you are second in command behind the team leader, or next to the team leader, I should say. Then the productivity coach. This is becoming a really, really important role as well in the market center, because when we're bringing on new agents or any type of experienced agent that we need to get to capper status, we want to make sure we have really great productivity coaches, and this can be a very lucrative position if you're really great at it. So we're looking for people who are recognized leaders with high integrity and track record of business success. I'm just going to be honest with you. Sometimes we get people that say, I just don't want to do real estate anymore. I just want to be a productivity coach. That's not who we're looking for. We're looking for people who are highly aggressive, assertive, that want to continue to possibly be in real estate or be great lead generators, because you need to be able to drive agents into success. So that's what we're looking for. Driven, yet compassionate. Team players who collaborate with the leadership team, problem solvers with a proactive approach, learning based with the mastery of the KW core curriculum, quick learners, great communicators, and they're adopting to drive the associates. And so what will you do? You're going to increase the productivity of non-capping associates to cappers. 25% of the associates in the program to achieve capper status. That means if you had 100, which would be a lot, that you would be developing 12 cappers. If you had 60 people, then that means you'd be getting 12 or 13, I guess. 50% minimum of all associates productive each month. That you hit a goal for recruiting, that you have 4 to 1 for conversion ratios on that. That you net 3 associates per month, and that you drive attendance and active participation into Ignite and Bold and any other classes for that matter. Now this is just, we teach this in career visioning, but I wanted to put in this in here so you really understand. When you're a leader of the market center, you're up here. When you're new to the role, you're here. So what we're starting off on your first day on the job. When you start off on your first day of the job, we as leaders need to support that and continue to train. As you are coming in and being in a role, whatever role that might be, we're the train, you're in the learn. And eventually what happens is the learning is going to get up here. The training is going to move here to where you reach this mid-level point. And that's about 45 to 60 days, as you can see. It's about the 50-day mark. And if we look on that 45 to 50-day mark and we're going like, this is flatlining, then we're probably going to say you're not the right person for the role. And to be honest with you, we're going to figure that out probably somewhere around 30 days. And this is done for two reasons. One, we don't want to have anybody in the role that isn't succeeding at a high level. This is not just to earn money. This is because we want people that want opportunity and want to succeed and want to go out and have more opportunities. So we're looking for high achievers. And when we get high achievers, and at this 45, 60-day mark, they just take off, and we're not having to continue to train, that they kind of got the role, then you've earned the job. Then we move what we call into success through others, where we're continually helping you grow, that you've got the job and you're moving forward, and we're there to support you and coach you and help you succeed, but we're not in that day-to-day training, and the position hasn't flatlined down here. All right, Ashley, any questions? All right, awesome. So these are the 15 KW value propositions. I'm going to go in and show you just a few of these things and where you can find some things. So if you're interested in learning more about Keller Williams and some opportunities, I'm going to kind of take you where you can go and find some of these things. And so we're going to move on here to our books. And you can find this on Keller Inc. So right here, we have our Millionaire Real Estate Agent book that I showed you, the Millionaire Real Estate Investor, Hold, Shift, and Flip. If you're interested in really having opportunities with Keller Williams, I would encourage you to master this book right here and know this book right here, and then the others as well. This one in particular, because this Millionaire Real Estate Agent book is the foundation of Keller Williams and building a real estate team. So, and it doesn't matter if you want to be a 15-unit agent or a 2,000-unit agent, or 2,500 or 3,000. We got people that are, can you believe that? We have people that actually do, they're like a market center on their own. They do 2,500 units, if you can believe that, Lance Loken's team. And they're with Keller Williams. They don't have their own brokerage. They're with Keller Williams because they find that we fit their needs perfectly. Yet he used these models and systems to be able to build his team. Now, if you want to learn more about these, you just click kellerinc.com. That's kellerinc.com. And when you go to this website, you're going to see here that all these books show up. So when you click on books, you're going to see here's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, the one thing, all of these books show up. When you actually click on the book itself, it's going to give you information. It's going to show you how you can buy books or cases of books. It's going to show you other things that you can get and if you want it on audio or not. But what's really cool is down here, it actually shows you the 192 tasks for megas, the MREA figures, the MREA quiz, all these MREA book topics. So it shows you a lot of things that you can buy. Actually, if you want to get, if I go back to books and you want to have a Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and if you scroll down here, if you wanted to lead your own workshop, if you're an agent and you want to have your own investor workshop presentation and invite clients to it to show them how they can buy investment property, you've got an investor workshop presentation right here. There's a workbook and instructions for the workshop. So, and I believe if you actually, hold on for a second, it used to be here. Let me just double check and see if they took it down. Your first home, that's out of stock, but let me see. Yeah, see here's, let me see. Well, there's still a lot of things here. There used to be a PowerPoint that you could actually, for people that are buying their first home, but I guess because we don't have the book available now, they took that down. But there's some really cool things right here that, that will help you with that as well. So anytime you're looking at the books, just always scroll down to the bottom, because you're going to see that there's always some more information down here at the bottom to be able to help you with that. Okay? All right, so there's resources, there's more things here about all the classes. So you can go here and kind of scroll, and you can just see what else is available through that website for you. All right, so Ashley, I'm going to go back here. Let me get back into my PowerPoint, I hope. There we go. So then the next book that I want to remind you is The One Thing. The One Thing is really is important. If you want to learn about really accountability, if you want to learn how to master yourself, it says the surprisingly simple truths behind extraordinary results. If you want to learn how to have work balance, if you want to learn how to get your 7 circles and get really master your life, if you want to learn how to work your 80-20, just all the different things that are in the One Thing book, this is where you would come, theonething.com. And when you come here, it's very similar to the other. There's all kinds of webinars, free stuff, training, podcasts, blogs. But if you really want to learn how to take control of your life, The One Thing is really, really a great book for that. So here you can see that there's podcast episodes, Best of Health. There's all kinds of different things that this teaches you. This is Jeff Woods, who's the vice president of The One Thing. And so there's tons of webinars and different things that you can use. By the way, I just want to remind you that if you are interested in recruiting, that all of these websites are just available. So if you have agents that you think would be interested in joining Keller Williams and you just want to show them some of our resources, feel free to go to any of these websites like this and be able to send that to them. Oh, the links aren't showing up? Oh.
It's because when you're sharing your screen,
Oh, well, okay, so cool. So let me go back. Ashley just notified me of something, so hold on for a second. I need to share screen differently. So I'm going to share screen. Okay, so hopefully, I'm going to go back here. Now I'm in a different, oh, we're going to fix something, which that I didn't realize. So I've been talking to you, but didn't know this stuff was showing up. So here we go. Okay, so here. Now let's go back and see if they can see this now. Okay, so I'm going to go back because I guess you guys didn't see that. I can't tell. But that's a good catch, Ashley. So when you go to books, I'm back here on the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and you click on the book and you scroll down here, you can see all of these different things that are available. So if you want to know the 192 tasks for a mega agent, you just click here, and I'm just going to save it to I'll just save it to my desktop so I can find it. I'm going to save it. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to, now I'm not going to be able to do it, but anyway, you can see how you can go to Keller Inc. and be able to find those books. I'll just go back here again and then click on books and then Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and then scroll down here and you see here's where I'm showing you that investor workshop presentation, the client workbook, and the investor workshop. So that's what you go in and you can scroll through here. And again, what I was telling you is the fact, if you're recruiting and you want people to have access to some of our materials, you just take them to Keller Inc. and they can get anything they want, or you can show them anything and how it all adapts to Keller Williams. All right, so let's go back to my PowerPoint. And now we're going to The One Thing, and then this should show up this time, hopefully. And are we good, Ashley? Is it going into the website? Very good. That's a good catch, so thank you. All right, so here is where you can see the podcast, the training, the free stuff, the webinar. So if you click here, these are all the One Thing webinars. Again, if you have issues with time blocking or just want to learn how to get better at what you do, then this is the book that you would really be interested in. So all of this information here. All right, so let me go back. All right, now I'm going to take you to technology.kw.com, and this is where we're getting more into just some exploration of things that you can learn more about. Again, if you're interested in learning more about Keller Williams, these are some sites that you might be interested in going and looking at. This is our technology site, technology.kw.com. And this is all about what we're doing with our technology. So you can scroll down on this site here, and you can look at any of these open up, and we'll give you information on where we are with command or anything that you need to know. Again, these are great sites that you might want to utilize if you're thinking about profit share and you want to grow your profit share. These are great sites for that. Here, when you click here, it will give you the agent experience. Here, it would give you the consumer experience. And here, this is just about exploring. Okay. When you click here on Out Front, this is our Out Front magazine. So if you ever want to know what's going on, just go to technology.kw.com, or you can see here outfront.kw.com. This is our Out Front magazine. And again, you can see all the information that they show here. If you want information on MegaCamp, this is where you can find it, or anything that's popping up. Here, you can see viewpoints, how to lead your team effectively during a downturn, your beginner's guide to building a brand, create your real estate investment game. You can see here, now a lot of these things here, or some of these things here, you may have to have access to kw.com to be able to log in. Not all of them, but just some of them. Then when you come down here, I love this video. This is Jim Talbot. He is head of our research division. So when you click on here, Jim is actually telling you about what's going on in the market. August 20th, market update with KW Director Jim Talbot. Here's 4 scripts that convert objections into closing. Here's Keller Williams' #1. So again, here's Meet the Megas. So if you want to go in and see all the great agents that have joined us recently, you would click there. So this tells you a little bit about what Out Front is. And then when you click Join KW, this is actually an active website that you can now send. Again, if you have any recruits or you're interested in people that are interested in maybe joining Keller Williams, this is where you can have, this is a website. This is updated on a regular basis. So you can see here, this will be interactive. Well, what I mean is it changes. And then all of these numbers here, all of these numbers will eventually change to give us our active numbers for the day. And here's in the Keller Cloud to date, this is how much we've been able to accomplish. And you can click on these other areas here. And again, if you're interested in having people learn about Keller Williams, this is a great site that you can send people to. So this is basically our recruiting site. Okay. So let's see. When I go here, let me go back out of here, and go back out of here. And of course, these podcasts, there's the one thing podcasts I already told you about. Think Like a CEO. Just go to the podcast, that purple icon on your phone, and put in Think Like a CEO, Gary Keller, Think Like a CEO. Great podcast on learning. So what we've been able to do today is, we've been able to take you through a market center, all the opportunities here, an agent team and all the opportunities and the other opportunities that are available on a team that you may not have ever known that existed. Market center operating principle. And again, these are some of the opportunities that are available if you have a market center. Over here, we've taken you through market center leadership, team leader, all these different roles here and the other roles that you can have. We talked about productivity coach. We talked about profit share, and I want you to attend my profit share classes. Generally, every 2 weeks, we send that information out to everybody, so you should be able to get that. We're also creating an agent hub where we're going to have where a calendar is going to be set, and once we have that, we'll be sending that out to everybody so you can see when we have our classes. I want to take you now to where you can learn about being a MAPS coach or more about Keller Williams University. So I'm going to go out of here, and I'm actually going to show you. This is how you get into your Keller Williams site. Well, I'm going to, let's see, I shouldn't probably do it this way, Ashley. I should probably just take them to KW Connect. So KW Connect, it just pops up for me. And you're going to put in your username and password. By the way, you guys should all know these because this would be your access to command also generally. Now, what's important about this is, hold on, I gotta get my, what's important about this is when you log into KW Command, you're going to see all the things that are going to be streaming. So follow up on Facebook leads with Command. If you want to know, you know, people are getting like $1 or less on leads out of campaigns. So if you want to learn more about this, you need to make sure that you're following this live stream, the training that Keller Williams provides. And then down here is all the training. So here's Life with Gary Keller. Here's Leads, Listings, Leverage, Special Sessions, the Book Club, the Tech, Financial Bill. All of these courses are available for you 24/7, anytime that you want them. Then here are Resources, Skills for a Shift, the Book Club, Pivot Power Sessions, Client Communication Kit. And then down here we have information on MegaCamp and Command Your Business and Keller Mortgage, all sorts of opportunities. But most importantly, then when you come over here and you go to Resources and you click on KWU and you go to Keller Williams Opportunities, a couple of things I want to show you. So Keller Williams Opportunities. Up here, this takes you through another opportunity map. So it talks about here that if you want to learn about training and coaching opportunities, here's a Bold Coach, all of these things here. So here's KW Maps Coach. And so this would tell you, and then this takes you here to the Maps Coach Mastery qualification. So if you want to be a Maps Coach, this would give you the information. There's another place to get to that too, I'll show you, but I just wanted to show you here. Move that little bar, hold on. Get this, I'm going to close this down. And let's see, you might want to go to, let's go back. Doesn't let you go back to the map, but you just come back here and click opportunities. And maybe you want to get leadership opportunities. And you want to learn more about being a team leader. Of course, if you want to be a team leader in our region or anywhere, just reach out to me. Ashley, you're going to put a survey in the chat box, right? So Ashley's going to put a survey in the chat, a Google form in the chat box. And then if you're interested in learning more about a specific opportunity, you want to be an MCA, you want to be a team leader, you want to be an OSA or ISA or any of those things, just let Ashley know and then we'll get back with you and talk to you about that. So these are all the courses that you would take. So again, this is just kind of another place where you can go and get more information, but actually you want to just fill out our Google form and let us know and we'll be happy to help you. Again, if you want to learn more about Keller Williams University, you would just click on any of these and this would take you into any of the areas that you might be interested in learning more about. Then if I go back here to resources and I click on Maps Coaching, this here is going to give you all the information about Maps Coaching, and then it says become a Maps Coach. You click here and you would follow this criteria on becoming a Maps Coach, and you can see here that it gives you do I qualify, so you just click here and it would give you, it's that same thing that I've just taken you to, but this is just another place for you to get to that. So those are the two other areas that I think are the biggest areas that you would be interested in, so I wanted to show you there, but I also just wanted to show you what a great tool KW Connect is, so you can go in here and find anything at any time that you're looking for. All right, so Ashley, I'm ready to kind of stop sharing and answer some questions right now. All right, so you can go off mute and ask me any questions that you want. How did we do today, guys? Did you like it?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So, you know, I'm kind of in my beta test with it. I've done one so far, and now this is my second one. I put the PowerPoint together. Is there anything that you think we need to do differently or add or take away, or what did you think about it? Was there anything you wanted to learn more that I didn't cover?
No, actually, I think it was very good.
Oh, good.
I'm interested in several different areas because I have bookkeeping experience and I have training experience from different jobs. But a team of 250 people I was team leader of.
Wow.
So I do have some things, but I don't have my license yet. So
Well, the good part is you don't have to be an MCA or have any job in the Keller Williams system or profit sharing. You don't have to have a real estate license.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the only time you need to have real estate license is if you want to sell real estate.
Oh, I want to do, yeah,
For any of
more.
for any of our staff positions, that's not required.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if that's the case, just let Ashley know. We'll be happy to help you. Are you with Keller Williams now?
Um, no, I haven't even taken my test yet, my real estate license test. So I haven't really decided, but this was all very good information. Very nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, even though you're not with Keller Williams, fill out the survey and we'll be happy to help you, and I'll guide you to a location that might be best for you if you want to learn more about a specific office, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let me see what else we got here in the chat. Ashley just put the great information. I want to learn more about the MCA position. Okay, great. Well, just let us know. Faith, is that you that I just talked to? No, I guess not. Okay. Let's see. Click, Susan. All right. So anything else? Hank, Jim, that we got two of our team leaders on here. How do you think we did?
George, I think you crushed it. I think you gave a great overview of all the opportunities that are available. One of the reasons I wanted to get on here tonight was so I could learn from you how we can communicate these opportunities to our agents also, so we can drive them to just be aware of some of the opportunities that are around them. So thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, great. Well, is there anything else? Hank, what did you think? How did you think we did? Hank got frozen. That's okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, again, if there's anything I can help you with, any questions, please be sure and let me know. Go ahead and go into the survey or the Google form. And if you're interested in the team, we're looking for team leaders. We're looking for MCAs. We're looking for staff people. So if there's anything that you're interested in learning more about, there's no obligation. Just let me know. I'll pick up the phone and call you and talk to you about it. And if you want to get a KPA done to see what you might be interested in is for a role, we're happy to do that as well. So don't be shy. Let us know so we can help you all succeed.
George, I do have a question for you. If we do have a potential team leader candidate, do we start with sending them to the OP in that specific market, or do we start with you?
It's probably best that you start with me.
Excellent. Okay.
Because sometimes that works out to be a little bit better because I can kind of talk to them about the role and what we're looking for. And they're eventually going to have to meet with me anyway.
Gotcha.
So it kind of clears the way of maybe what we need to do is, like what I'm looking to do, Jim, is maybe have a team leader curriculum for people that are interested but not ready now.
Gotcha.
They might be an agent someplace. So I'm going to say, well, if you want to be a great team leader, here's a pathway to do that. Let's start recruiting. Let's start doing these things and maybe get people prepared so they really learn the role before they take it. So they really are fully entrenched and they go, all right, wow, this is what this is really all about.
Excellent. All right. Thank you.
I will say your description of the team leader job scope was 100% spot on.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not possibly have said it better myself.
Awesome. Well, I know what it takes. So been there myself, Hank.
Yep.
Awesome. Anybody else? Okay. All right. What is that question? Let me open up that chat. Does the opportunity have to be available in my market center, or can I change market centers for opportunity? Absolutely. You can change market centers for opportunity. Now, let me share with you culturally how we handle that. Okay. If it's something that you're interested in, let me know and then let me tell you more about it. If you're interested in because I can tell you if there's opportunities available specifically in an area that you might want to be or not want to be. And then what we will do is we would communicate with your market center leadership team to tell them that you are interested in exploring more about Keller Williams. And then that's culturally the way that we do that, because we never want to have somebody that's succeeding in a market center, maybe as an agent or as a staff person, move to another market center until we kind of let everybody know. So that's just culturally how we handle that. But I'm happy to talk to you and share with you more about the role before we, take the next steps. Okay. Anybody else? Awesome. Well, Ashley, gosh, we did good. We did that in 1 hour and 9 minutes. That was pretty good. And I guess I didn't go too fast and we got everything accomplished, right? Cool. All right. Very good. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being on the call today. Do you kind of like doing this in the evening when it's a little bit less congested with things as well? Awesome. We're going to start opening this up to outside people, outside of Keller Williams. Somehow, I mean, we've just been keeping it inside, but, you know, it might have been sent to somebody outside, which is fine. And so I never know who I have on the calls anymore. So that's a cool thing. But we'll start sending this outside as well. Now they're getting it more perfected. We've done it a couple of times. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Anything we can help you with, let us know. Bye-bye.